What's going on, friends? You know, as much as I love the challenges and facing the challenges of fixing my cars, sometimes it is frustrating because even though there's electronics to tell you exactly or around the area where it's supposed to, something's wrong with your vehicle, you still gotta chase it down, right? In this case right here, I decided to do a vlog of this because, like I said, I'm not one of those how-to guys. I don't like doing the how-to videos. I think it's cumbersome. But at the same time, I want you to have a benefit on the videos that I'm making. And one benefit is that me going through the troubleshooting techniques on figuring out what's wrong with the vehicle, and then in hopes that you can get straight to what you need to fix without spending the money I'm spending on tools, parts, and things like that, right? I am by no means throwing money into projects to fix it, but there will come a time when you need to spend some money to fix something, obviously. And it just so happened that I start from troubleshooting with free stuff and then the least expensive and leading up to buying tools and whatnot to figure out what's wrong with the vehicle. And this particular thing, the Jeep JK from 2007 to 2018 sometimes is plagued with check engine lights. And in this particular one, the two-door right here, it says that the gas cap is open. I bought a new gas cap that did not fix it. Also replaced the fuel cap, so that's also brand new. Still didn't work. There's a check valve underneath the vehicle. That white part right there behind the canister is what I replaced. So that's brand new and still didn't work. That supposedly is the next thing to be replaced. So what I did was I took it off to do a visual inspection. I found a crack on it. And then other symptoms is that when I fill up gas, the gas overflows. So I replaced that part. The gas still overflow. I think it's just the pressure on the pumps when I'm full blast on it. But it still did not fix the check engine light. So I'm on to the next option, which is finding out if there is a small vacuum leak which could cause this light to come on somewhere in the evaporation or evaporative system of the vehicle. And I purchased a machine, smoke machine, so I can inject smoke in the system and figuring out where that is coming from. So I'm putting this all together. I bought it from Amazon. It should work fine, and if there's any modifications I need to do, then I'll do that. Right? So I'll show you. We'll see what happens if this is the one that fixes that code. I suppose before we start this, this probably covers all the years from 07 to 18 on the JKK and the four-door JKU, probably even the Rubicon, right? But if you own one of these Jeeps, this particular right here is a 2007 with about 91,000 miles. If you own one of these Jeeps, then you got to learn how to work on them, right? And you need the tools if you want to keep your Jeep for a while, or you can keep on taking it to the mechanics and give them your hard-earned cash. Because for me, I love the fact that I'm learning. I love the fact that I'm solving problems, and that's what I do. That's what keeps me sane. And that's all up to you, right? But I'm just kind of sharing my experiences, like I said, in hopes that you can use this information and hopefully save you some money. Speaking of saving money, buy one of these. Code reader if you want to. You can buy one from 30 bucks all the way down to, again, I don't know, thousands of dollars if you want. But all depends on how you're going to use it. I like this one right here. It cost me about a couple $100 because it also does ABS, the SRS bags or the airbags, and also does transmission code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna plug this in here like any other reader, turn on the ignition, and then pull up the codes, and I'll show you the codes. so that you know what to look for. Alright, so the code is P057 Evap system loose fuel cap DTC. There's one of 5 codes, so P047, P0457. The next code is 56 Evap system small leak, 55 Evap system small leak, 57 loose fuel cap, 56 Evap system small leak, and then of course that could be anything in the system. Once you're gonna have to figure out which one it is, and that's what I'm saying, is that it kind of gives you a general idea on where it is. And like I said, I've changed the fuel cap. That's brand new Chrysler fuel cap, still didn't work. I've also changed the check valve down there. Now I should give you, just kind of show you what I'm talking about. That didn't work. And then I'm now down to, I mean, I can change the evap canister in the front here, or the evap canister valve in the front of the engine, but physically looking at it, there's really nothing wrong with that. So I think there's a leak somewhere, and this is where the vacuum comes in. I figure something like this I can use over and over again on different systems and different vacuum leaks. Pretty good system. I mean, it's small, it's made in the USA. You put the air compressor hookup right here, control the air coming in and out of the system, and then this is the this is where the, you know, the white smoke comes out of, and the fuel for this is anything mineral based oil, which is Johnson's baby oil right here, to see what happens. How does it power up? Well, it powers up using your vehicle battery, and it should create the smoke and the pressure you need. The only thing about this, you need the compressor, of course, to make it work. There are some that doesn't need a compressor, but I think compressor is pretty good because you can increase or decrease the amount of air that goes into the system and really pinpoints the problem, right? So I'm gonna put some oil in here. Now let's go set them up, see what happens. There could be multiple possibilities on why this system is malfunctioning, and according to the codes anyways, it has a severity of 1 out of 3, so it can be fixed whenever. There are people that just ignore the check engine light for years. It doesn't really affect the vehicle, but I'm pretty sure the PCM will eventually throw another code somewhere out there, because it will affect the system, so it needs to be fixed. And besides, it's freaking annoying as hell to look at the dash and there's a check engine light on. So let's fix it. I wouldn't say it's a convenient setup, but I think it will work. So I'm gonna hook up the air here, and this powers to the battery, and what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm gonna test. This is the front part of the canister here. This is where the line that goes to the fuel tank goes in, but I'm gonna put smoke here, and it should go through the intake plenum and see if I have a leak in there somewhere, and then I'll reverse that and put the smoke here on the tank side to see if I have something on the tank as well. Okay, there it goes. Mineral based oils should be safe. You can increase the pressure by turning that valve right there, more or less. It doesn't hurt the system, so if there's any leak, it should come out from here, but I don't see anything right now. I'll wait a few more seconds maybe. And it should be out right now. Nothing on the intake side. Well, I have it hooked up on this vacuum now that used to go in the intake. to reverse, but I found out that there is a crack right here at the base of it, and air is not even going through there. It's interesting to me that there's nothing going there, but the smoke should be coming out somewhere if there's another leak. So I have to look back here in the tanks to observe, see where that smoke is going to come out of, and then we'll go from there. Sometimes when you're chasing things around, you'll be surprised what you'll find, and the smoke detection didn't really reveal any leaks, but I found this, I already showed you I think previously that this area right here is for some reason stressed, and I think a small amount of air is coming out of it. I did the smoke test on this line and nothing's coming out, but I think just a slight bit may be affecting. So what I'll do is I'll do a temporary fix because I don't have this line here. I will probably just put tape or glue or something to keep that from leaking, and then we'll plug it in and let's see what happens. Well, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to do. Anyways, I don't know if you like my MacGyver. Electrical tape, duct tape, and then electrical tape. That ain't going nowhere. Should be semi-permanent fix, if not permanent. Well, got everything plugged back in. I'm going to clear the code here. And it says erase was successful. So I guess the only way to do is to start the vehicle and let it idle and see what happens. Okay? No powertrain DTCs or freeze frame data is stored. Turn it off for now. Start them back up. Make sure there's nothing on the fans, engines. Okay, here we go. Let the system pressurize itself and see what happens. Give it a few minutes, and of course the gas cap code is on, but I think that takes a little while to go away. The check engine light is not on though, so maybe that's good. We will see. Well, unfortunately, the check engine light came back on, and now there's two stored, same 0457, and yeah, it says lose fuel cap or the Evap system. So we will see. See if there's any leak back here. Put some air through there. The only real way to find out if this gas cap light will go off is to drive it. So let's see how far. Well, son of a crackhead. I didn't even get out of my block yet and the light came back on, so never mind. Erase everything that we just did. Back to square one. It's probably that valve in the front, the black one, the emissions valve in the front, that's bad. But I'm gonna go over again and test for vacuum to see if that's the one. I guess we'll head home, turn around, head home, and back to work. All right, new setup. I have to be in the back here. You know, I changed, I added, this is a brand new cap right here. I added this like tire tube thingy to make it tighter. That didn't work obviously, so that's not the problem. I'm gonna inject smoke here, trying to contain it to see if there's any leak somewhere else. Well, that didn't quite work out. I just need that thing to stay in there. Oh my goodness. Fire! Okay, not sure if you can see that, but there's smoke coming from inside this thing. So I'm gonna take that out and find the leak. You know guys, I rarely get upset with working on the vehicles because I love them. It's almost always an opportunity to learn something, so I take that back. Well, I like working on it. Anyways, I did a leak test with the air test and nothing. Now I'm down to changing this purge solenoid valve, which I ordered from Amazon already. It's a Dorman brand. I'm sure that everybody will be cringing because they want to use the Mopar brand, but I think it works the same. So we'll see what happens if that fixes the P0450 or 52 code, 57, whatever it is, the code that this thing is thrown. And by the way, most Jeep owners, the older Jeeps anyways, like an 07, 08, 09, 07, this one is, have this issue of this code coming out. It's not a critical issue, but it's annoying as hell. So it'll be good to figure it out. Anyway, I unhooked the battery for now, see if the ECU would reset itself, but I will continue this video once the part gets here. Let's do a celebratory cigar. Cigarillos or small cigars. Kind of switched to this Partagas. Really good. I mean, the full size one is really good. But I wanted to do small cigars because I waste a lot of the big cigars. When I smoke it, I only smoke maybe about half of it, and then it doesn't taste the same if I put it out and smoke again later. To each his own, right? But anyway, I want to close out this video for this Jeep about this check engine light code and the gas cap code. Yesterday I went through a bunch of processes and trying to figure out, you know, how to fix it. And today I drove it. Well, yesterday I ended it with unhooking the positive negative out of the battery, let the ECU reset itself, and then today I hooked it back up, and then I went for a ride, probably about 10 miles, and the gas gap warning and the check engine light didn't come back. I'm unsure what fixed it, but I have my conclusion that I think when I was unhooking the lines from the rear canister and the fuel tank, that something had seated itself and then prevented it from leaking again. So this is a very common problem with Jeeps, this gas cap thing. It will show up again, I'm pretty sure, but for now I think I was able to fix it. I'm still going to change the purge valve solenoid because what's in there is old already. If it's the original, it's got 91,000 miles, so I'm pretty sure that it probably is time to change it. So I ordered it, it's coming. I'll probably update this video if the light comes on again, but just to recap on what needs to get done, probably, and like I said, this is not a do-yourself or an instruction on how to do it. It's merely a recommendation of what I do, and you take your own risk. You pick what you need and you throw the rest away, pretty much, right? So here's my recommendation, right? If you have a gas cap light on or one of these codes goes off about a leak, a small leak in the Evap canister system or Evap system, what you need to do is do the cheapest or free things first, right? That's how I troubleshoot things. The first thing you need to do, is clear the code, unhook the battery for about 15 minutes, let the ECU reset itself, and then tighten up the gas cap, right? Or check the gas cap, make sure there's no debris, it's not loose, it's tight, things like that. And then hook the battery back up. I would say a high percentage, 80% of the time, that will fix the problem. If you still have the light coming back on and this gas cap thing comes on right after that, then the next thing that needs to be done, in my opinion, is to figure out if there are any leaks in the system, right? That is still a free troubleshooting. You can go through the lines to make sure the lines have no holes in it, and if you find a hole, then you fix it, right? The next step, if all the lines don't have any leaks and no cracks and it's in good shape, including the rubber hoses, then I think what needs to be replaced is that rear valve there, the white piece that I showed you, and also the front purge solenoid, the black valve, needs to be changed, right? Especially if you get mileage in it. It's pretty common for it to go bad. They're inexpensive, and like I said, sometimes people just drive with this until it goes off, or they just deal with it. They don't want to, they don't want to deal with it. They just deal with the light. For me, that's annoying. I want to fix it, and this is the way I fix it, right? Again, you take what you need, and then you leave the rest. It's just a recommendation. Well, I'm gonna enjoy my cigar. That's all I have for you this week. Oops. And I hope this helps you troubleshoot the problem with this gas cap light for Jeep JKs, 2-door, 4 doors from 2007 to 2018. It's more common than you think. So that's all I have. Aloha. Tight draw. Partagas. Really good. Yeah.